Nairobi, a bustling city in the sun and home to more than 3 million people. To understand Nairobi, one must see it in relation to its geopolitical significance. It is home not just to Nairobians, but to the world, hosting United Nations offices and dozens of international aid and business interests. But Nairobi, once a city in the sun, is now literally choking on its own filth. Its population boom, once a blessing, has now become a nightmare, with neighboring counties like Kiambu, Machakos and Kajiado yet to significantly help ease the burden. An ambitious plan, the Nairobi Regeneration Project, is underway. The plan is to build a new city through massive investments in infrastructure and housing. The project so ambitious that it is being coordinated by both the county and national government.
Tukiona kama yale ambayo yametendeka juzi, mvua ndio hiyo imenyesha, barabara ndio hiyo imejaa maji, watu wanabebwa na maji. We cannot continue like this year after year. Na ndio mimi nasema kwa waziri wangu, kwa sababu wewe waziri naweza nikuamrishe, mufanye kazi na Sonko. Mwaka ujao hatutaki kuona wananchi wa Nairobi wakibebwa na maji kwa sababu mumeshindwa kufungua drainage za mji huu wa Nairobi.
Peter Kariuki is a former State House technocrat, now seconded to the county government as county secretary. It is he that I meet in Pangani.
Hi, Anne.
Hi, Peter.
How you doing?
Missouri. At the site of what was formerly a council clinic and primary school, which was grabbed and later flattened, much like the county's struggling purse.
How many other properties do you believe that belong to the county are right now in the wrong hands?
By estimation, possibly a few hundred.
There are those who feel that the Nairobi regeneration team is a lot of techies who are really complicating, and maybe necessarily so because there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but are complicating what residents need, some of which are quick fixes. Make sure the garbage is collected, make sure roads are recarpeted, make sure there's medicine in the hospitals, get more staffing in these facilities, and that the changes in that respect would have been seen sooner and could have been perfected, whilst to do the bigger work of fixing a 30-year-old mess.
Techies have their place, Anne. We've talked about, say, medical supplies and so on and so forth. We've just completed what we call an assessment of what it will take for us to deliver in Nairobi universal health care. We now need nothing less than 10 billion shillings to ensure that all our facilities today in Nairobi are in the class of any private sector health facility in this city.
What are you owed?
It's somewhere between 30 to 60, 50 billion as well. Again, and that is in the nature of unremitted rates and penalties that have accrued over time. That is a conversation we ourselves are holding with our debtors.
Including national government, correct?
Yeah, and various departments and agencies and so on and so forth.
One of the pledges that was made during that time is that because of this good working relationship of the Jubilee administration and a Jubilee governor, that would see national government clear their debt much faster. Has that happened?
In fact, what we have done is we have advanced that conversation to a higher plane, so that we're not just talking about being paid back. Debt today is something that can be used to raise money. We all understand that both levels of government have challenges in terms of actual cash flow. Therefore, the money that we are owed as Nairobi City County is debt that we can leverage to raise money. And there are conversations we now have advanced quite far to essentially see how can Nairobi County access money beyond, one, what we can raise ourselves in terms of our internal revenue, and two, a equitable share. And we are essentially at the tail end of that conversation. I don't see this going beyond another 4 weeks or so.
But it all must start with a plan, something which over the years seemed to fizzle out with successive governments. The current guiding document in place was written by the Kidero administration, but that is as far as they got. The actual drawing of plans, demolishing and building now rests with the intergovernmental team. And there is hope that this is one document that will not gather dust on the shelves.
It's just
fizzle out.
What happened?
But it may bring dust elsewhere. Clouds of it.
There you go, Nairobi and Land Cruiser saying,
Yes.
okay.
This is one of the many dual carriage roads being built in Nairobi, meant to accommodate the ballooning traffic and create way for a rapid bus transport system.
If you follow the principle of equality, someone who is driving alone in a car versus a bus that is carrying 100 people, that bus has 100 more rights.
Yes.
So when you even talk about things like BRT and why we are putting dedicated lanes, is because of that recognition. We are also anchoring our decongestion strategy on commuter rail. So in the next 6 months, you'll see quite some significant changes on our commuter rail system.
But roads are just one part of the overall infrastructure. The Nairobi Regeneration Team, which comprises of virtually every institution in government, has also zoned the city accordingly. These precincts are meant to guide what kind of investment government will put in. Take, for example, Westlands. Streets like these come alive at night.
One of the themes of the Nairobi Regeneration, we are looking at precinct regenerations, and Westlands is a very important precinct in the whole picture of the regeneration. Now, it's an important commercial hub, but at the same time, it is a major entertainment district.
Yeah.
So, working with Nairobi County, we want to designate it and zone it as such. And so, this street, what we want to do is we're going to increase just the lighting. There's going to be more security, so visibility. So when you want to turn it into an entertainment district, you want to make sure that people can feel comfortable. They can walk around.
Big plans are also underway for Eastlands, which will receive the largest housing investment in the county. Areas like Ruai are getting an entirely new water and sewerage system.
Where is the existing sewer line?
The existing sewer line is, what is this purple bluish key?
Okay. So if I could just let him zoom in, if you can see anything in purple, that is what is there, and you have a very hard time finding it.
That is the point.
Anything in purple.
And a lot of these areas, many of them have survived on septic tanks.
And while it all looks good on paper, the reality is that area residents are still waiting on services that they need today and not in 3 or 5 years' time. Things may be quieter now, but residents are still waiting. And some of those who need it the most are small-scale traders like this vegetable vendor who was displaced when the county demolished their stalls to build the Westlands market.
Ukianga huko kwako. Ni uleta barua huko kwa pia wako ambaye anaitwa Home.
Hapa? Hapa atukae mwezi na kitu.
Please. Unaona wamefinyika sana. Wamefinyika. Unajua wengine ni wazazi. Wengine walikuwa nasomesha watoto kwa secondary, wengine hata wana watoto kwa university.
But the county is keen to show that things are moving, albeit much slower than was promised. The promised market is almost done. On YouTube, videos of the governor checking on basic services are uploaded frequently. And in Kangemi, what was entirely a dumping ground has been reclaimed. Well, sort of.
Now this is a practical example of what we're talking about in regenerating Nairobi. This area now will become a public park, a public space for the children and the young people in this area to play and just enjoy some recreation. So what we have done is to temporarily create what I can call a holding facility, meaning we've come and placed some grass.
And there goes more
Waste, yes. But I'll explain about this, Anne. So we've been able to grass this area even as the full design for the park is being done. So we'll be able to have a place where you can have mini soccer fields, small basketball courts, and a children playing ground towards the bottom side on that side.
But for Nairobi's grand plans to take place, room must be created for them. And here comes Green Mamba. No one in the county wants to say who exactly is responsible for the demolition of buildings.
It is not about absolving individual responsibility. It is actually communicating the correct position, that this is a government operation. And it is government in its manifestation, in its various mandates, that is working. That is the actual correct position. Because Peter Kariuki cannot go demolish a building. He has actually absolutely no mandate to do such an action.
Who signed off on the order to bring down the
The multi-agency team.
How many signatures are those?
They are not about signatures.
Somebody must have given the okay for it to go ahead and some sort of authorized approval that in a legally binding fashion.
Let me explain this to you, Anne. Who authorizes us? The law.
When I asked if the controversy-ridden Western Hotel had been earmarked for demolition, the county secretary said no document regarding the status of Western has been brought to his attention.